Thanks for watching. This clip was from our live show exclusively on odds.com. To watch the full video, hit the link below and get paid in full. We move on to our Monday nighter, Vikings at Bears. This, my friends, is tricky. Let's move over to full game. Sorry, I'm still in first half. The Vikings open up as 2.5-point road favorites. And that's juiced. That's not a minus 110. Depending on where you shop, it's minus 115 to minus 120. And also, there are minus threes on the board now at plus money. This total opened up at 44.5 at Bet365, is now sitting at 45. Slides 45 says not sure about trends, but Cousins 0-9 in Monday Night Football starts, and who is betting on the Bears? Feels very trappy. Birdie says Bears spread and money line for me. Dennis Garcia says Bears and under. 3-5 Vikes at the 5-4 Bears. Vikings coming up their second straight win. Impressive 34-20 win at home over the Lions. Dalvin Cook looks spectacular. Career high 206 yards, 2 scores on 22 carries. He's now ahead of Derrick Henry in rushing, 858 to 843 in yards, and he's played one fewer game with 79 fewer carries. That's impressive. Kirk Cousins had his second straight turnover-free game, going 13 of 20 for 220 yards, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. Justin Jefferson led the receivers with 3 catches for 64 yards. They averaged 8.9 yards per play. 8.9 yards per play on their way to their first home win of the season. Irv Smith caught 2 touchdown passes. He had his right upper leg looked at by medical staff after a second TD. He did not return, but he's not on the injury report. Chris Boyd started at cornerback for Cameron Dantzler. Dantzler remains in concussion protocol. Mark Fields joined Mike Hughes, on injured reserve this week. Holton Hill, foot injury, sidelined for a 4th straight game. The Vikings were missing 4 of their top 6 cornerbacks, and yet Stafford couldn't take advantage of it, and it drove me batty. Hill was put on injured reserve, so we don't need to wait for Holton Hill anymore. Let's start with the Vikings before we move on to the Bears. Bebsy, take it away. Vikings, Bears.
Look, the Vikings 2 weeks in a row have gotten outstanding performances from Dalvin Cook, and that's been the source of them winning. Now you're looking at them coming up against an incredibly talented Bears defense that, first of all, I'd be lying if I said I had confidence in Dalvin Cook being able to three-peat those performances regardless of who he's going against. Now he's going against the Bears defense. You got to figure he drops off massively this week, and if he can't get going, the Vikings can't get going. So everything in their offense right now feels like it hinges on Cook. The other thing to look at is just how bad Cousins has been on Monday Night Football throughout his entire career. He's been atrocious. So for that reason, I'm heavy on the Bears. My apprehension is both of these teams have been incredibly frustrating to bet all year. I don't know who shows up each week. I don't know if it's going to be good Vikings or terrible Vikings. Bears, I'm certain that their defense is going to play well, but their offense has played so bad at times it puts their defense in compromising positions, and they lose. This has got to be a Bears play or no play, though.
I agree, and it should be a Bears money line or no play. I don't have it getting quite that cold Monday night in Chicago, so I have it just 38 at the worst, like at 9 p.m. in the game with 13-mile-per-hour wind. It's not that cold. Christian Larson saying Matt Nagy play calling on third down is atrocious. This is a Bears money line spot, I think. But in saying that, why not wait? Why not get a better money line spot? It's moved 5 cents at Bet365 from 125 to 130, but the leading indicator books have it moving further.
I mean, look, even if you could see this line moving a bit, just because the public's high on Minnesota right now, but Bears and the points right now seems like a good play.
I don't think I need to, but what's the point of 2.5? If I can't get 3, I think the money line's the look here. Bears coming off their 3rd straight loss, 24-17 at Tennessee. They were down 17-0 after 3 quarters, and it was one of those spots that like Slats45 says, if it don't make sense, it don't make money. And it was at 6.5, and I was like, come on. They're down 17-0 after three quarters, and watching it unfold was just nuts. Foles 36 of 52, 335 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Montgomery had another tough day, and now he's hurt. I think he's hurt. I've got all the injuries here written down. 14 rushes for 30 yards. They lost despite holding the NFL's fifth best offense to 228 yards, a season low 228 yards. That Titans team's averaging 407 yards a game. Titans were the worst team in the league at holding teams on third down, but Bears converted just 2 of 15. It was ugly. Bears outgained Tennessee 375 to 228. They outgained Tennessee by 150 yards, and yet 149. But yet, I don't cash the plus 6.5. Allen Robinson caught 7 passes for 81 yards, and then we talk about the COVID situation, whom we had one of our cappers talking about in the chat, Mr. Funmonk. So offensive line was missing Cody Whitehair, with right guard German Afidi back after spending a week on the COVID list. Rashard Coward started at right tackle, with Jason Spriggs, because Jason Spriggs tested positive early in the week. Arlington Hambright had to play left guard. So their offensive line was a mess because of COVID. Sherrick McManus hurt his hand and didn't return. He's listed as questionable. So they have injuries. Safety Deion Bush, defensive end Roy Robert Harris, cornerback Michael Joseph, and Mitch Trubisky is doubtful. So the Bush and Harris are out. Nose tackle John Jenkins, center Sam Mustapher are listed as questionable, and David Montgomery is dealing with a concussion. So Montgomery and concussion protocol, I think this line keeps moving, and I think I wait. I'd like to have, even though Montgomery's having a bad year, I'd like to have him running the ball. This is a Bears spot to me, money line. Do you want to move yet, Bebsy? And what do you think of this total at 45?
My only apprehension on moving on this is just how unpredictable both of these teams have been this year. But it screams the Bears for what I had just said with their ability. If they can shut down Dalvin Cook, Minnesota's going to get pumped. They're not going to get pumped because the Bears' offense is incapable of pumping anyone. But I'd really like a 3.
I think you might get it. Actually, I bet you I could find it for you right now. What do you mean? I think you might get it. Unless I still think money's going to keep coming in on the Vikings, so you might want to wait. But let's see if I can give it to you right now on the Monday Nighter. I can. DraftKings. Now it's juiced. Oh no, FoxBet. FoxBet has it at minus 110.
I'll take the Bears and the points here.
Bears.
And I love that you guys are going money line.
You know, I might not. If it gets to 3, that might be worth taking. So I'm going to wait. The 3 is the magic number. If it's under 3, there's no point to me to not take the money line. You're getting 3 at minus 110 at FoxBet. Sorry, let me just double check that again. Plus 3, minus 110 at FoxBet, yeah. So if I could get what you're getting, I would take it.
Yeah, no, I'm on it. I wanted the 3, and if I can get it, I'll take it.